My name is Elizabeth Rich, and I am the Director of Operations here at EggZack. We're going to go ahead and start learning a little bit more of the tips and tricks for the EggZack system. First thing we're going to talk about is the social media. As we looked at during EggZack 101, one of the huge benefits to the EggZack system is the fact that you can push all of your news and information out to all of your social media with the click of one button. But a question that you may have is, how do I load my social media? We're going to show you how right now. First, you're going to come to the EggZack website and log in. If you have any questions about logging in or any of the information you see at the beginning when you first log into the site, feel free to join us for EggZack 101, which we run every Monday at 3 p.m. and every Wednesday at 10:30 in the morning. We're on our test website, which is Woody's Surf Shop. You can see it here if you click View Your Website. You can see we already have significant news and a place for upcoming events. However, if I want to get the most out of the EggZack system, one of the components is we need to make sure that our social media feeds are embedded in the EggZack system. Very simply, we'll come to Settings, and you'll see that the second button down says Social Media. If you click on Settings, you'll see that across the top, the second button across is Social Media. And this is where you'll activate your different accounts. If you click on New Social Media, you'll see we have several different options currently for loading social media. You can load Facebook pages, Twitter accounts, LinkedIn accounts, Blogger blogs, Tumblr pages, and WordPress blogs. You'll notice that we have both a Blogger and a WordPress. We do that because we really strongly believe at EggZack that you don't know where your next customer is going to come from, so your information should be in as many locations as possible. So let's say we want to go ahead and attach a Facebook to this profile. You'll see Facebook is already here, but it's grayed out, and instead of saying View, like we have here for our LinkedIn account, it says Activate. When I click on the Activate button, a secondary pop-up shows up, shows the Facebook icon, that it's currently disabled, and it asks here at the end if I want it to connect, and I do. I'm going to go ahead and click Connect, and you'll see that it was that simple. Now we are turned on with our Facebook profile. In order for that to actually happen, and you'll see right here, I already was logged into the EggZack developer's Facebook profile. You need to make sure that you're logged in to the Facebook account that you're hoping to connect to. If you logged out of Facebook, or let's say you're not logged into Facebook, and you wanted to attach your social media, now when you click Add, and then come to Activate, when you hit the Connect button, it will actually take you to the Facebook sign-up page. You'll just log in, and then it will connect your Facebook. You'll find it's a little bit different, but the same idea when you connect your Twitter account. You click the Activate button on the grayed out Twitter. You click Connect, or if you're not signed up for Twitter already, it does give you the opportunity to sign up with Twitter. This time it will actually take you to the Twitter page, and it will ask if we're going to authorize EggZack.com to post on your behalf. I'm going to go ahead and authorize the app, and it will actually redirect me back. And you'll see now we have the bright blue. Now, when I share something, like a piece of news, and we'll go ahead and put social media test. If I was to open up this history of surfing Word doc, let's say I wanted just this paragraph, I'm going to copy that in. And again, this is something we go over in more depth at the EggZack 101. So if you have any questions about how to do this, make sure that you join us for EggZack 101. I'm going to go ahead and add a photo, something that works with my article on surfing. Let's go with this one. And then I'm going to hit Continue. You'll see that the website has already been updated with the news, and if I actually come to my website Currently, the top one says we're closed for Christmas, but if I refresh the page, you'll see social media, test, surfing news. You'll see on this piece of news that I actually misspelled social media, and that was on purpose. I'll show you why in a second. Let's say this is all correct. The zip code is correct. And we'll talk about the automatic pages in just a moment. Now, when I hit publish, it will take me to this secondary page where it gives me the opportunity to post to all of the different social media, local news, the EggZack API, our website, obviously, wherever we want that news to go. Now, when I hit the promote button, we'll get a screen that will tell us whether we successfully published to all of our social media feeds. You'll see here with this green banner that we successfully published to our Facebook profile, our blogger profile, the EggZack Developers Facebook page, our LinkedIn, Twitter, as well as the EggZack.com API, the RSS feeds, which we discuss in EggZack 101, as well as your website. Now, if I come back to the Facebook page, and the Twitter feed, and if I refresh the Twitter feed by going to T-Berry's test, you'll see there it is, Social Medica Test, Surfing News. If I click on it, it brings me back to the website because remember, we always want everyone coming back to your website, not out to your social media. If we come to the EggZack Developers page, you'll see it's right here. Now let's say we notice a glaring misspell here in this article. We make it nice and easy for you to be able to correct this. It does take a few little steps. However, if you come to your published news, it gives you a list of everything you've published. If I come to edit that piece of news, I can remove that C. Now it says Social Media Test. When I hit continue, if I come back to the Woody's Surf Shop page and I refresh the page, you'll see that now it says Social Media Test. Now, since the news was already pushed out to both the Twitter and the Facebook page, even if I refresh the page, you'll see that it still says the title with the misspelling. You actually have to go through a republish. So you just come to your Facebook page and delete. We're going to go ahead and go to the Twitter page and also delete. Then I'm going to come back to broadcast news, publish, and push it out to those same locations. You'll see that the Facebook and Twitter feeds are actually turned off. If I refresh this page, we'll be able to republish. Now this says already sent. So we're going to make sure that we are able to republish this even though we have a misspelling. The next thing you want to know is, for example, if you have Woody's Surf Shop and you have news, let's say you have different types of news for your client and you want to make sure that they have access to it in the easiest possible way. You're going to want to create possibly some automatic news feeds to talk about the different aspects of your business and the different kinds of news that may come through. If you come back to Update Website on your page, you'll see that there are different kinds of web pages here. We have Home, Surf Reports, Interesting Links, Contact Us. And it's the same here, Home, Surf Reports, Interesting Links, and Contact Us. Let's say under News, we have both surfing tips and interesting surf articles. And if you come here to News, you see that this is News, Surfing Tips, and Interesting Surf Articles. As you can see here, there are different words, such as web page, contacts, and advanced. Let's say that we want to add a news feed that is only about the history of surfing. All we need to do is come up here to create a feed page and click the button. It will give us an opportunity to give the page a title. and hit publish. And as we discussed in EggZack 101, that history of surfing is down here at the bottom. And if we refresh the page, you'll see the history of surfing is now down here at the bottom. If I want this to come under news, I can drag it up, place it under news as an indent, and then refresh the page again. And now under news, you'll see history of surfing has been created. You'll see that it says no articles were found for the page history of surfing. We're going to want to take a chance to populate that with some news. So we're going to go ahead and do that right now. If I come back to the inside of my website and I share a piece of news, again, I'm going to create a piece of news using this history of surfing news that we've already created in Word doc. And as always, when you copy it in, you use the clipboard. When I've inserted that news, and I'll go ahead and choose a different file this time. Let's choose the surfboards. This time in the secondary step for continue, you'll see that there are several different opportunities for you to put this piece of news in a specific feed. Interesting surf articles, surf reports, interesting links, surfing tips, and here's the history of surfing. I'm going to go ahead and click the history of surfing and hit publish. Now's my opportunity again if I would like to publish to Facebook, Blogger, etc. It can even push the news out to specific email lists that you've created. So if you want just that piece of news to go out to a specific email list, you can do that too. We'll go ahead and check and make sure that it's both on those Facebook and Twitter feeds once we get that secondary page where we have the successful. Now, if this was for some reason unsuccessful, you would see here with a red banner and it would say failed. If I come back here and I refresh the page again, you'll see Newsfeed, History of Surfing. If I come to the EggZack Developers page and I refresh the page, you'll see Newsfeed, History of Surfing. And if I come back here to the home page, you'll see Newsfeed History of Surfing both under Latest News and under News History of Surfing. And there it is. The news feeds feed the categories in the order that you put the articles, so the newest news will always be at the top of the feed. You can create feeds not only for news, but also for interesting links. Let me show you what I mean. We've created surfing link tabs of different magazines that may be of interest to the Woody's Surf Shop consumer. If I come to the back end and I click Update Website, and I wanted to add a feed page, let's call this one Surfing Magazines. Once again, it's at the bottom of your page. We're going to drag it up, and let's put it under Interesting Links. So we're going to go ahead and make sure it's there by coming back to Woody's Surf Shop, refresh the page, and under Interesting Links, there it is, Surfing Magazines. Currently, there's nothing in the Surfing Magazines. This is how easy it is to create a link feed. We'll come here, and under Update Website, or under Share Something, not only do you have news, events, and offers, but you also have a button here that says Link File. So I'm going to go to Link File, and I'm going to add a link. First link I'm going to add is the Cannon Beach Surf Report. I'm going to copy this URL that's at the top of the page here. I'm going to paste it in here, and I'm going to put Cannon Beach Surf Report. It is a link, so I'll leave this alone, and then I'll put here You can give it a short description. Then you can tell it where you want it to go. Let's say that I want this to be in surfing magazines. And then I'm going to hit save. You'll see here it goes to our published page, and unlike the rest where you can view the page and that it's a piece of news or an event, you can see here we have a link or a file for the Cannon Beach Surf Report. And now if I refresh the Surfing Magazines page, you'll see here's the link to the Cannon Beach Surf Report along with a little bit of information that I typed in. It makes it nice and easy for us to go in and share as many links or files as we want. You can come here, edit, you can type whatever you want, and then you can just add it to Surfing Magazines. And you can just repeat this process as often as you want to create a linked out list. This is really great if you're a business or an organization, you want to link to other organizations. If you're a nonprofit or a borough, it makes it really easy for you to create helpful links in lists for your clients. Add this to Surfing Magazines, and you can see now that if we go to the Surfing Magazines listing and refresh the page, we've created links. They take you to that third-party website without closing down your site, so you're not losing the client off of your page. It's just opening it up in another browser and giving them the information that you would like to provide them. Another piece of information that helps you understand more about your client is the information that you see whenever you log directly into your website. The Woody's Surf Shop, when you log in, Woody's Surf Shop dashboard and statistics will show you all the information about your most recent visits. Your reads per day are the first piece of information you see, and you can see sort of the peaks and valleys that you've had over the last 30 days. Your reads per post show you how many people opened up that article to read. And then your reads per outlet show you where they came from. Twitter, the EggZack page, your RSS feeds, directly to your website, your LinkedIn account, Blogger, your Facebook page, and other is any sort of Google search that's been done or any sort of search engines, Bing or AOL search. They all sort of come into this category. Beyond that, we have both web stats, post stats, and for those of you who are using our email stats. Under web stats, you get a website activity list for the last 50 days. Website activity shows you how many people have been on your website with some sort of activity over the last month and a half. You can see sort of, again, the peaks and valleys in the last month and a half. You can also see the page views by page. So, for example, you can see that from the home page, 687 people, 142 were also in news. You can see that our lowest performers are the History of Surfing and the Surfing Magazines, and that's because we just created them during this demonstration. So all of this information hits your page in real time, which is a great amount of information for you to have available. You can take this information and cross-reference it with your post stats. Your post stats show you all of the articles and events that you've published recently. And it tells you over the life of the article how many people have seen the article as well as in the last 24 hours. And while we're waiting for that to load, oh, there we go. So you can see here we've got the history of surfing in the last 24 hours, which is something we've created. We're closed for Columbus Day, which was created yesterday. And we show here that it has 19 reads in the last 24 hours and 19 total reads. You can see some of our older articles. The history of surfing here is listed as an event. In the last 24 hours, it's had one read for a total reads of 108 reads. When you click on it, you can get even more information. From the time this article was posted to the present day, over the last 30 days. Most of the people have come from other sources like a Google search, but we've also had people come directly to the website, and some from the RSS feeds, and one or two from the EggZack page. You can cross-reference this information, like the Surfers Annual Conference, with the web statistics to see how many of those people have come through and where they're going. Where on the news page are they going? What are they reading? And you're able to find that information, as well as referencing that against reads per outlet. Where are they coming from to get to your page? And you're able to give maybe a little bit more attention to articles that have a little bit more reach, as well as to outlets that maybe need a little bit more love. You may want to write some articles that would then be posted directly to those social media feeds. For those of you who are interested in your email statistics, I highly recommend you come and join us for another session. We have a special session just for how to use your email newsletter and getting the most out of your email newsletter. We run that once a month, and we post it both on our Facebook page as well as our front page whenever we're running that. It'll be coming up in the next 2 weeks, so keep your eyes out for that. I'm going to go ahead and open this up for questions. If you have a question, feel free to either tell me, or if you're more comfortable using the chat bubble is the green thought bubble that you see on your Join Me, and you can just click that and type a question to me. I'm now open for questions.
That was excellent.
Why, thank you.
I think we're the only two on it.
Yeah, I know, but I figured, what the hell?
Yeah, that's informative. Kind of like WordPress back end, but I think it's way more like intuitive and user friendly.
We like to think so. I mean, do you have any questions about the system? You saw sort of the 201. You're missing some of that 101 CMS walkthrough.
Yeah, I feel like it's pretty self-explanatory. I want to make my own website. That's what I was going to ask you. I kind of want to get my own thing up, so I can like mess around with it.
So absolutely, you'll see here that I'm going to stop recording, actually.